The secret to finding your dream girl and keeping her forever is not in the newest trending dating app. In this video, I'm gonna break down what you should be doing in order to not only find the girl of your dreams, but also develop the man and become the individual that's capable of keeping her forever. So I got married 6 years ago. I've been married for over 6 years now. And when Taylor and I first met, there wasn't any dating apps on the market. Those did not exist. The thing that did exist though was Facebook and Instagram and even MySpace back in the day. And so the way that my wife and I met, we actually met in high school, believe it or not. And what was interesting about Taylor and I when we first met was we never really intended on dating. You know, I was a senior in high school and I was going off to college the next year. And so my intentions were not to have a long-term relationship. My intentions were, you know, just to have fun. So for me, it's crazy to see how many people and how many relationships meet online. And nowadays, most relationships are developed online, whether it's Tinder, whether it's Bumble, etc. But the problem with these dating apps is not necessarily the apps themselves, because I have met plenty of people that have met online that have really fruitful and strong, impactful relationships. It's not that that's the issue, but the root issue is really the man that you are that is able to attract that woman. It's almost like fast food dating, right? Like you look at our culture nowadays, everything in our culture relies on instant gratification. You're scrolling through social media, you're scrolling through Instagram, and you only have a 3-second attention span. You go to TikTok and all the videos are under 15 seconds. You know, you want to find a girl that you want to go on a date with this weekend, you could just search on an app and find that woman and that girl. The problem with instant gratification also, like think about fast food. You go to fast food, you crave a burger, boom. Now with Grubhub, Instacart, and all these other fast food delivery services, I can literally get whatever food I want at the click of a button. Our society and our generation now is programmed and wired to need instant gratification, which pretty much means if I want it, I can get it. And the problem is most men are not ready to get into long relationships or long-term relationships, so the relationships end up failing and failing and failing. Guess why the divorce rate in our country is over 50%? It's because us as men, we're not willing and capable leaders that are able to lead women the way that they need to be led. Every woman wants to be led by a man who is capable of leading them. So in order to be led, you must first become a leader. So instead of going to dating apps trying to find a woman that you like, that's attractive, that has your attributes that you're looking for in a girl, the first thing that you need to do is delete the dating apps, put them to the side for now, and instead focus inwardly. Focus on you becoming a man who is worthy to lead. If you are not a man who is worthy to lead, if you don't have characteristics of a strong leader, you're never gonna be able to find or attract the woman of your dreams, let alone you're never gonna be able to keep her around long term. Because here's what's gonna happen. If you do find your dream girl, let's say you go to Bumble or Tinder and you find your dream girl, you guys are having a good time, and now you get into a long-term lasting relationship, or maybe you even get married. If you find that dream girl and she does not trust you to lead her, she's gonna end up going away or finding another man to lead her. Or worse, she's gonna lead the relationship, right? Like we see this all the time. The woman is gonna lead the relationship instead of you, the man, stepping up and becoming the leader. You need to develop trust by becoming a man of your word. If you're not a man of your word to yourself, you're not gonna be a man of your word to your girl. You're not gonna be a man of your word to your wife. You're not even gonna be a man of your word to your kids. Becoming a man of your word is the first step in order to attract and in order to find the woman that you admire, the woman that you are looking for in a wife, all right? So when my wife and I got married, we've been married for 6 years, I have had to constantly invest into myself in order to grow, right? Like that is one of my core values and core beliefs and fundamentals is I will invest in myself. Whether it's a coach in my business, whether it's a coach in my body, whether it's a coach in my taxes, whether it's a course, whether I'm learning something, I'm constantly investing into myself. And because I'm investing into myself so much, that's how I'm able to grow and continue to learn and become the leader that I need to become. When it's time for me to invest into something, whether it's like thousands and thousands of dollars or just a couple of $100s into something in order for me to grow, when I present it to my wife, she rarely says no. I can't even really remember a time that she said no when it came down to me investing into myself. And here's why. Because I developed a track record where I'm trustworthy with the decisions that I make. And this is the difference between becoming a leader and then becoming someone who allows the woman to lead, right? Because the reason why she trusts me to make big financial decisions in our relationship relationship and in our marriage is because I have a track record of success when it comes down to making those decisions. I am able to make wise decisions, but I would not be able to make those wise decisions if I was not the leader that was capable of making the decisions in the first place. So many men aren't able to make good decisions and they don't trust their gut and intuition. So the second thing you need to do is you need to learn to trust your gut and to trust your intuition. If you're not able to make a decision based off of the facts that are presented to themselves, how are you going to be able to lead a woman in her life? You're not. So one of the things you need to do is be able to trust your gut. Like a man, a leader is able to trust his gut in whatever he's doing in that moment. I want you to think about this for a second. If you can't trust yourself, how is a woman going to be able to trust you, right? Like think about that for a second. So one of the things that you need to focus on in order to become the man that's willing, that's able to attract the woman of your dreams is you need to learn how to trust yourself. You second guess yourself day in and day out. Every time you have to make a decision, you second guess yourself about what food you should be eating. You second guess yourself about what clothes you should be wearing today. You second guess yourself if you should go to the gym or not. You second guess yourself if you should wake up when your alarm goes off. So because you continually second guess yourself and you don't trust your gut, you don't trust your own intuition, and you don't trust God, that woman doesn't trust you. And so when you go to her and you need to make a big decision in your life, she's unsure. And so now you're upset that she's unsure, but the reason that she's unsure is because you are not even sure of yourself and trusting yourself. So number one, I need to become a man who's capable of leading. Number two, I need to be able to trust my gut, and I need to be able to trust myself in order to make a big decision. Without being able to trust yourself, trust your gut, trust your intuition, and without becoming a leader, you are now building a relationship on a very rocky foundation. Yeah, it might work at first because you're so attracted physically to this woman, but eventually it's gonna go past the physical and you're gonna have to love her and she's gonna have to trust you emotionally. Emotional trust is not gonna happen if you don't have trust in yourself first. The third thing you need to do is you need to be able to heal from your past traumas, all right? Do not bring your past traumas into your new relationship. Your past traumas are there to shape you. They're not there to be a ball and chain to hold you back in life. So many men are bringing their past traumas and their past pain into their current relationships, even their current marriages. And because of that, they're not able to trust themselves. They're not able to trust their intuition, and they're not able to lead the woman that they need to in order to have a fruitful and loving relationship. One of the things I've learned after being married for over 6 years is you need to learn to love without expecting anything in return. Because so often it's so easy to go into a relationship and do something transactional, right? I opened the door for you so that you could kiss me later, right? I opened the door for you so you could hold my hand walking into the restaurant. I get you this gift so you can get in bed with me later. Like it's so easy for men to have a transactional relationship with their woman. Why is that? It's because they are not first filled with love in themselves, so they have to look outwardly in order to be filled up by that girl. Imagine if you went into a relationship already filled up. And for me, like this is something I've learned after receiving love from Jesus. Like my heart is fully filled by his love, so therefore I'm able to outpour that love onto other people and onto my wife without expecting anything in return. Love without conditions is a very powerful thing. So many men go into relationships, they go into dating apps, they go into having kids, loving, expecting something in return. Love should be without strings. You've heard the term, right? Love without strings attached. If you're not loving without strings attached, then you're expecting that person to reciprocate that love in a way that you gave it. But guess what? Not everyone loves the same way. So you're giving love, let's say a gift, for example, you get your wife a spontaneous gift. Now you're expecting her to get you something back that's of equal value. And oftentimes that doesn't happen. So in order to lead a woman the way that she needs to be led, in order for you to keep that woman happy forever, you need to learn how to love without expecting anything in return. So if you actually want to attract the woman of your dreams, and not only attract her, but keep her forever, you need to first become the man that is capable of attracting and leading that woman. Every single woman has a deep desire to be led. And if you cannot be in a state where you're leading a woman into a fruitful and purposeful life, then you should not be dating right now. You should be focusing all of your attention, you should be focusing all of your energy on creating the man that is capable of leading that woman. Now, let's say you are in a relationship. Let's say you are in a marriage. Let's say you are engaged. Your main focus should be developing that man, because at the end of the day, like this development does not stop. I'm still developing that man that is capable of leading now. But so many men, then they get married and then they stop the development process, and that's why they end up at a place where their woman doesn't trust them to lead. This process is a never-ending process where you should always be leading. You should always be working internally to develop yourself, because you cannot love from an empty cup. I can't love my 3 kids, I can't love my wife if I'm not developing and working on myself internally. Work on yourself and you will attract that woman, and you will not only attract her, but you will become the man that is willing to lead her and capable of leading her for the rest of her life. If you got any value from this YouTube video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.